Welcome to Gnostic Hub. I'm your hostess, Elizabeth. It is an honor to have you with us once again in this wonderful path in which we seek the answers to the most basic questions that have captivated the human mind throughout history. Our goal is to provide you with a guide to Gnostic wisdom to achieve a more holistic, healthy, and harmonious lifestyle. The topic of this day is personality, essence, and ego. Now let's focus on the topic of personality. When someone asks us who we are, our response immediately tends to be to give out our name. Because, well, even in our own identification, it shows our name. For example, if my name is Linda, everyone in my family, my friends, and everybody that knows me will know me as Linda. Therefore, I will believe myself to be Linda. Because from the moment we are born, we believe that we are that person, that name that we are given. And so we live our whole lives thinking that we are that one person. We have not even remotely thought that within us there are many Lindas. Within us, there are different people who act in different ways. They act in different forms at different times because our personality is not one, but many. We will assure that our personality is equivalent to conforming to everything external. Our personality is the result of external influences. This is how we are easily impacted by everything that comes from the outside, everything external. Let me show you how someone can easily control us at any time or any place, and demonstrate how we are always dependent on what is outside and how everything around us controls our internal states. Our moods normally depend on external things. We are very dependent on how people treat us. And depending on how they treat us is how we will react rationally. We are not really independent. We always depend within ourselves on everything external. And we depend on others to be happy. For example, at a given moment, we can be completely calm and happy. If all of a sudden someone gives us bad news, that a certain person has, let's say, passed away, even if that person was not someone close to us, those news can change our mood instantly. We are individuals, but we do not have individuality. So, what is it that is within us that depends on the outside to be happy? In order to understand this topic, it will be necessary to talk about psychology. Psychology is responsible for studying the behavior of all individuals. People believe that psychology is a new science, but truly speaking, psychology is a very ancient science. All great civilizations, all great cultures knew more about psychology than we have been able to give them credit for. It is known that psychology means the study of the soul. Ancient cultures studied the soul. It was studied not from the point of view of human behavior, but out of the inner sides of our bodies. The parts within us that particular area known as the divine spark. It is the divine spark that lives in us, the true place where we come from. That is the enigma of humanity. Due to that desire to want to know and want to know where we come from, who we are, and why we are here, that is the main reason there are so many religions in this day and age. They live fighting among themselves. They all say they have the truth. They all claim to have the passport to heaven. They already have the authorization in their hands and are going straight to nirvana. Many religious leaders claim to have a direct charter flight to paradise. They claim to have salvation for anyone who joins them blindly and accepts their dogmas. And this is how we see so much human confusion. In the churches, this study of the soul is proclaimed, and people go from school to school, from church to church, looking for salvation, looking for where they are offered salvation in the easiest way possible. They don't realize that apart from the fact that this is not something new, this has always existed, it is something very, very personal and a very, very internal process. The great civilizations of our ancestors, the Mayans, the Egyptians, the Aztecs, and the Incas, all the great civilizations in Latin America, India, China, Eastern Europe, etc., all civilizations knew the study of the soul. In this class, our purpose is to achieve a thorough understanding of what the soul is. But to continue our studies of the soul, it is important that we first talk about the ego. The ego is made up of an innumerable numbers of psychological defects. These psychological defects, also known as psychological aggregates, are the ones that monopolize and trap what is known as the essence, which falls prey to the different psychological aggregates throughout our existences. Psychological aggregates are known by different names in different sacred scriptures of all different religions. They are given different names. For example, in the Bible, they are known as the 7 deadly sins. In Buddhism, they are known as the red demons of Seth, etc. The ego and the personality are closely related. The personality is different from the soul. The soul is that sublime substance that lives in each one of us. It is there. It is a particle. The reason why the personality is so great and the soul is a particle is because throughout our existences, we have allowed our psychological defects to take the place of our essence. And the ego has been growing and taking the place of the essence, bottling it up within the many psychological defects, breaking it apart to separate it into many pieces that reside within all the different aggregates. Now let's focus on the definition of personality. It is said that a personality is any person's collection of interrelated behavioral, cognitive, and emotional patterns that comprise a person's unique adjustment to life. These interrelated patterns are relatively stable, but can change over long periods of time. It could be somewhat confusing to understand what the personality is because we have been told that our personality is something that defines us, something good, something that we need to nurture and make strong, not to destroy. Here in this class, we will learn that in order for us to achieve true freedom from the ego, we must disintegrate our personality completely. Someone with a strong personality will be a victim of many defects and will increase the strength of the personality as it is taken over by all different psychological defects. Those defects are, for example, pride, greed, anger, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. And depending on the psychological defect that is much more strongly represented in each individual, that will be the defining personality of that person. The sacred books of all cultures speak not only about personality, but explain that the personality is a part of the life's scenario of every human being. Many people believe that having a strong personality is something positive. But these people fail to understand that the stronger the personality, the harder it will be for the personality at the time of death to disintegrate. Each time we are born into a new existence, we create more personalities. These personalities are directly linked to our physical body. Therefore, when the physical body is decomposing in the grave, decomposing in the ground is the vital body doing it as well. A personality is what we create in this existence, and with all its defects. That which we are, that which people know us as, that who we are, it's our personality. As time goes by, after death, the personality will start to disintegrate. It will start disappearing. It has no real existence. Those people that we once were belong to time and will die with time. Once we die, the personality will also disappear as time passes. And this can last hundreds of years for the personality to completely disappear. For example, the personality of someone who is a very humble farmer, someone who just cultivates the land, obviously is a very sensitive person, and its personality is not going to be that strong. So it will disappear very soon. Contrary to the personality of a person such as a political leader, a well-known artist, the more people continue to mention their names, the more that personality fills with energy. And because it's recharged with this energy, it can continue to exist for several centuries. Master Jesus said, "Whoever wants to come after me, deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." What the teacher was referring to with that phrase was to do the inner work, to decide to do the work, the spiritual work, day by day, moment by moment, in the disintegration of our psychological defects. Taking up the cross also means something different and deeper. It means deny oneself, study ourselves, recognizing that we are not one, but we are not who we believe we are from moment to moment. The only way we will ever be able to deny ourselves is with the elimination of the ego. It is said that nowadays we live in a world where the funeral matters more than the deceased. The wedding matters more than the love. And the physical matters more than the intellect. We live in a culture of packaging that despises the content because, sadly for us, everything is an appearance. Sadly, we are insatiable because we believe that the physical form is going to give us the happiness we seek. When one is empty inside, we look outside. We seek to fill that emptiness. But when a person is full, filled internally from the soul, it doesn't need anything from the outside. It doesn't care what they will say because they feel happy. Any little thing makes them happy. A little bird singing, seeing a running stream, a walk in the forest, anything makes them happy. When a person consciousness begins to awaken, all those demands from the exterior begin to decrease. You no longer need external things to be happy. Reflecting on all of those things, we can clearly say that the only thing worthy in our bodies is the essence, what we have inside us. But unfortunately, the essence at this moment is found trapped between all those multiple selves of functional psychology. When we let the ego get bigger than the consciousness, when we decide to turn a blind eye, when a psychological aggregate stands out and we don't disintegrate it, that is where we make room for our essence to continue being bottled. As always, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like this video and don't forget to recommend us to anyone who can benefit from these studies. And above all, don't forget to subscribe to Gnostic Hub to receive notifications of all of our weekly videos. So let it be written, so let it be done. See you all in the next video.